A phone can have a great camera, a vibrant display, and beautiful award-winning design, but it would all be useless unless the software running on the device was also great. We asked the people that made the Fairphone happen how they did it, and this video is all about the software of the Fairphone. We'll talk about the secrets and hidden details that you might not have noticed, but also, how did we tune the camera for photos? What is Fairphone Moments, and where do the wallpaper and ringtones come from? Spoiler alert, they're made by human artists. Oh, sorry. Hello? Sorry, I can't talk right now. I'm filming a video. Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's start with this, the wallpaper. Where did it come from?
The wallpaper is kind of the face of the phone, and it needs to connect the product design with the brand identity. And it also needs to do a lot of stuff. So on one hand, we want to, of course, be recognizable as Fairphone. So it needs to have like elements from our brand identity. So it stands out, in stores, online and offline. And next to that, there's also some technical stuff. So of course, we want to show off the screen quality. And that's something you can do with like colors or details or interesting visual graphics. And also it needs to have a nice user experience. So once you start actually using the phone, it's not overwhelming. It's easy to find your apps. And all these requirements are also contradicting a bit. So that's the challenge for design, to make that work. So with those requirements, we started the process of, finding the right wallpaper. We just launched our brand identity. So there weren't any guidelines yet on how to do this exactly. We just kept in mind we wanted something authentic and sophisticated as a result. Other than that, it was open. So we had a look at a bunch of different style options. And we had like more tactile, artsy work. We had photography, from aerial views to macro shots of nature elements. We tried out things that were a bit more techy, things that were more organic. And bit by bit, we narrowed it down. And we found a very nice sketch design from a Polish designer, Nikodem Szpunar, and he was willing to work with us. So he sent us a bunch of amazing designs that he created, and we had a look at what would work best for the wallpaper, tried out some crops, and eventually found a winner. And we're super happy with it because it has something repetitive and techy to it, but if you look closer, it's for sure like a human-made thing. You can see the details and you can really tell that there's like craftsmanship going in there. And that really fits our goal of being like both sophisticated but also authentic. So all in all, I think a perfect wallpaper for the Fairphone.
The wallpaper is something that most people don't really think about all that much. And the team told me that they really care about these kinds of things that you don't really notice until it's pointed out to you. What's a feature of the Fairphone that most people won't notice immediately, but took a lot of effort to get right?
Well, that is a very nice question. I think not everybody, even inside the company, I didn't have the time to explain, but how the vibration motor will interact with the camera. Also, when you are swiping through the zoom, how thick that vibration impulse should look like. That kind of detail, I think not everybody knows in the company, but we are proud of that as well. The camera, anyway, took a lot of our attention. We redesigned the complete UI and invested a lot of time trying to think how to make it better, offer simpler access to menus, reorganize how you access certain settings, and the tuning. Also, to complement that work in the UI, having a result of a very good photo. And I think we are demonstrating with our last generation that we improved and we are here to stay.
So the tuning of the camera, how does that work?
We work with a company that makes the algorithms for the camera, and we need to detail how the photo will look like. And that's for all the types of shots that you can get. So you are imagining low light, you are imagining what happens if I'm doing a barbecue and you see the fire, how the fire should look like, how the color should look like when you have light that is maybe a bit whiter. You want to preserve as much as possible the natural details of the image, also with the type of sensor we chose. Having already a good input allows you to have much better results. And then later trying to accommodate the different colors to have also a balance and have, let's say, a signature on how Fairphone interprets those colors. Because every brand will have different pictures, but we want also the community to recognize that they are taking a picture with the Fairphone.
And the result? Stunning pictures in all kinds of lighting situations. But we're also proud of another feature. What part of the physical design are you most proud of and why?
Yeah, I think you can guess this coming, but I think I would say the switch, because it's small but with a really powerful color, and it has a really strong functionality. If you don't know, go check it out.
And this is the Moment switch. And now when I switch it, I go from the full Android experience to a more curated and minimalistic experience. And this is programmable. You can set it up to a profile that you like, that does the things that you need to do during your day. It was really exciting to see exactly what people were doing with it. So for example, some people put it on dog walk mode, or they put it on I'm in the car mode, but other people just turn their mobile phone into an MP3 player, or they actually took everything away so that it was basically nobody can get to me, I'm trying to focus mode, all of which were really interesting to see. And we're really looking forward to further development of this feature.
Another way to customize your phone is, of course, the ringtone. And to give you extra options, we worked together with a local artist.
Hi, my name is Bo Zwart.
He made the music for the product video of the Fairphone, and we liked it so much that we then asked him to make ringtones and notification sounds as well.
Yeah, the mission was to have like a bit organic but fresh sounding sounds. Big tech companies do a lot of like heavy and bass heavy things, and we wanted to add also a bit of playfulness. We used like more organic instruments in combination with electronic instruments.
So Bo made a lot of different kinds of ringtones. Like for example, this really calm one. But other things as well.
This one is a bit hectic actually. It's called Piano Opus. It's a bit chaotic, so yeah, it's alarm, so you have to wake up to it, but still a bit cute. And yeah, that was like a bit the way we want to go with this campaign and this ringtone.
Bo made a lot of ringtones for the Fairphone, and we're really happy with them. We ended up doing another video just on that, so if you want to watch it, go check it out on our channel.
We were able to have like a broad selection of the alarms and the ringtones as well. Yeah, every day is another day. So that's nice too. I think you can switch it up.
So we talked about the wallpaper, the camera, Fairphone Moments, ringtones, and notification sounds. But you need a lot more to actually make a phone work. And this involves a lot of testing and a lot more testing.
If I run you through like the whole software development really quick, I would separate between the regular software for the phone to do all the functions that it's supposed to do, and then the special software bits that maybe are more specific to this product. So let's say the regular functions of a phone, our manufacturer would get the software baseline is called, right? So like a sort of software that comes from the chipset manufacturer. So the chipset manufacturer has already said, okay, with this chipset, then you need to use this software as a base. Then you can change and do all the customizations that you want. But the basic features, right, are already kind of implemented in this software baseline. That's only for the chipset, not for the phone, right? So then they transform that baseline into something that works for this phone specifically, that is connecting well with the camera, right? That it works with the battery, right? Because every phone is different, right? Like every component is a little bit different. So they need to make that integration. Then the next big step is to make sure that that software also works in the networks where we are going to launch the phone. And there we have very stringent testing from the operators. But then you also have another layer, which is things that we have done like special for this product, which is, for example, Fairphone Moments. Actually, for that, we've used a completely different team. A lot of it has also been done internally. But that all needs to kind of align and come to the same place at the same time. So there's, a lot of people that need to work together. And then there is obviously in this whole stage, there's different stages of testing, from the own testing that is happening at manufacturer. We also have quality assurance here in Fairphone. We have tests in the field for network testing for operators before we send it to operators. We have beta testing also at Fairphone. And of course, you would always want to have all the amount in the world to do a lot of extra testing to make sure that you catch every single thing. But that's in reality very difficult. And then sometimes that comes also from the field, so from customers. And then we have to very quickly make sure that we solve those issues. that's more or less it.
And we really want to make sure that the software is solid, because you need software to keep the device running for years and years.
One of the challenges that you have when it comes to longevity, when it comes to using your phone long, is not just the hardware, but also the software, right? If you can't use your banking app, if you can't use your favorite chat apps, you're going to stop using it because you need to move on, even though maybe the hardware is still okay. So software is really a critical thing as well when it comes to product longevity, and keeping a product and using it longer is a massive deal when it comes to the environmental impact of it, right? You can, by using your phone longer for a few years extra, you're reducing the environmental footprint by a third or by half, depending on how long you use it. So that's massive.
At Fairphone, we really push the envelope in terms of our hardware warranty that we offer, which is 5 years. In terms of the software support on this device is 8 years. Gaining support from our key partners throughout the supply chain is always a challenge, but a challenge we're happy to accept because it's a way to change the whole industry to make products last longer and make it possible for products that are already out there to be maintained.
And that's the whole point, of course, changing the industry for the better. So we've made a dedicated video about the impact that we're making. It's going up very soon, so subscribe so you don't miss it. In that video, we're going to talk about the challenges with opaque supply chains and how we're still making an impact, about how the industry has improved over the past years, where we should still pay more attention, and all the questions you might have when I say that this is not a 100% fair phone. See you then.